Pleasant, Michigan, Kelly Short Stadium. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. It's the Sacramento State Hornets and the Central Michigan Chippewas. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. We are keeping an eye on the weather in this one. Holly Rowe has the latest.
This is a bright and beautiful day, but I can tell you the temperature is chilly. Not always used to these kind of temperatures here. They are ready to have some heaters on the sideline. I see players trying to warm their hands. Particularly important for the wide receivers. They do have gloves on, and the quarterbacks trying to keep their hands warm to see how it impacts the passing game here today. Back to you.
We'll see if they can handle the weather in this game. So Central Michigan's offense will have the football first. And now you have a look at Vaughn Blue. Found the end zone a couple of times in his last game, just under 100 yards on the ground. On the ground, it's Townsend. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets it to the 14.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. Once first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
They give it back to him. There he goes. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
Hits inside, it's Blue. He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line.
And those body blows really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
He's down right there, short gain on the grab.
In college football, you see this a ton now. You use a quick passing game, basically as the running game. Get a few yards, get your offense ahead of the sticks, keeps it on pace for success.
Under pressure. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
The hardest thing to do in football is to play on the road. So you want to get those fans as quiet as possible. That is a great opening possession for this defense. Not giving up any big plays and forcing the fourth down.
Catches it at the 15. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. And here comes the man that makes this offense go. This offense is going to be productive. He will have to play well in this one. First play of this drive. Middle of the field, Coleman's got it. Able to haul it in, but right to the ground he goes. Only a pickup of a couple.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Grab behind the line. It's Coleman Williams. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
Powers inside. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
And, David, we know when you're playing on the road how important it is to try and steal momentum early and quiet the crowd. You gash the defense with a run like that to pick up a big first down.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. He's at the touchdown, Sacramento State. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
And that is exactly what they wanted to see. They talked about bolstering their speed at the running back spot. They said this guy could do it. And you get a good glimpse of it early in this football game. Palmer, there's one thing to talk about speed. It's another thing to talk about speed. And that guy takes off erases some angles and makes the big play early.
It's so true, David. There's so many really good running backs in the country that can make people miss, but when we see them get into the second level, they always get caught. This guy is a little bit different. And now if you're on defense, that's a big alert. You know, hey, if we don't tackle him, if linebackers miss him, if safeties miss him, and this guy gets in the second level, he is taking it to the house. There's a lot of pressure now in this defense to tackle.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Quick give. It's Blue. Turning it on. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy on the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Pulls it, trying to get the corner.
Well, good decision there by the QB. A little zone read action. He reads the defensive end crashing down, keeps it himself, gets a nice chunk of yards.
And when you do that, you just sort of get the drive going or keep it going, as the case may be.
It's amazing in college football now how big of a part of each offense the zone read has become. As we're seeing more and more athletic quarterbacks on rosters now, that is a staple of this sport.
Sweet cut there. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good game there.
Well, you're trailing into games. Someone's got to make a play. There's an accurate throw by the quarterback, and when you throw it accurately like that, you give your receiver an opportunity to advance the ball. Good, strong running. He's able to break a tackle, and that's an explosive play they need now as they're trying to tie this game up.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. The Chippewas come to the line with a new set of downs. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon. Defense a little too eager, and that's an encroachment penalty, 5 yards for the offense. Line gets set, first down. Trying to get the corner. He's got the first down. Nice job to keep it himself, find the first down marker, and move the change for this offense.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down.
And into the end zone, and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Chippewas. The extra point here would tie the game. Follow the blockers. The the offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Sacramento State's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Right side, it's 4. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Gain of 20. That's a first down.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking for space. It's Rainey. Give him a pickup of 2. Now 2nd and 8.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Throws to the wideout. Timed that hit perfectly to keep him from making the grab. It'll be 3rd down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
That 3rd down pass was coming in hot before it fell to the ground. The punt team makes its way onto the field. He gets his first one of the day out of there. They used him 3 times in that loss last week. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Central Michigan has it back. Let's see what the Chippewas can do on offense. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
On the stop.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Third and long, a lot of ground to cover. Looking downfield, it's Flores. He'll be thinking about that one, almost an interception. And the Chippewas will punt this one away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. On the return. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he's stopped. Sacramento State's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. So the first play of the drive will come from the 43. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board.
And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Setting up the screen. Showing off the arms. They've got him before he gets the first down marker, and the screen does not deliver. And here comes the punt team. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Fair catch is collected at the 24, and that's where they'll start this drive. The Chippewas offense makes its way out to start the drive. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. From the gun, it's Blue. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
The play fake. Caught in the backfield. It's Blue. Down he goes.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Scanning the field, it's Flores. And he avoids the sack.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
Kick is in the air. Looks it in. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. Sacramento State's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. Straight ahead, it's Curtis. He's past the marker. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the 1st down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
Caught behind the line. It's Williams.
Nice job decision-making by the quarterback there in the RPO, not handing it off, knowing he had to throw it, but then also understanding his open guy was going to be in the right flat.
Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. From the gun. Out wide left, it's Danzy. Could not make his way to the corner.
Nice job recognizing the route defensively there. As soon as that ball was thrown, that defender knew exactly who it was going to, and he was able to make the tackle at the perfect time. No gain on that one.
The run inside. It's Rainey. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain. No harm, no foul.
Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. Snaps it, and he has to have it. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. The decision to go for it does not pan out.
That is just a play you've got to be able to come up with. They don't get bigger than that. 4th down, you've got to make the catch. Whether it's a perfect throw or whether it's off of your body, you're good enough and you're athletic enough to haul that play, and you've got to make the play for your quarterback and your offense to keep that drive alive, and he's not able to come up with it.
Man, how nice is it to have such a playmaker that you can just dump it off to him, and you just get it to him, and he does the rest, and that's why they do this. They make sure they have a chart that they get this guy the football in space in different ways, and you see why. He chews it up after the catch, making his quarterback look great.
And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The RPO got him. He'll be pulled down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line as they play a little pitch, catch, and run.
Good job reading the defense by the quarterback on that RPO. He waited to see how the defense was going to play the run. He saw defenders bite up close to the line of scrimmage, and right away he knew he had the slant throw right in behind him.
Back to pass, it's Flores. He found some running room, but needed just a few inches more to put it in the end zone.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
And after that first down gasher, they're close to the end zone. 2nd and goal coming. Hit and drop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Penalty is on the D. I guess the good news is it didn't lose much ground, but there's not much left. And after that penalty on the defense, the offense needs to move it just a hair more on 3rd and goal. Wide receiver comes in motion. They want to run this quarterback. He'll be stopped right there. They kept it on the ground on 3rd and goal, and it did not pay off.
4th down here. It's still early in the game. I'm not chasing points. Take the field goal, pay this drive off.
Right, and they have analytical cards nowadays that says the exact situation, what the score is, do you go for it or not? Look at the card, make the decision.
Looking to throw. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Central Michigan. Quick strike through the air for the score.
What a fantastic route that time. If you're going to be able to throw the ball down in this area of the field where the windows close so quickly, you have got to be precise with the route running, and that's what happened right there. That's an easy connection between the QB and his target for the score.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They marched 56 yards to the end zone, and they capped the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Sacramento State's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. The snap wants to start the drive with a pass. Williams open on the right side. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
Picked off. What a play to set him up. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set him up with a big play.
Man, I feel for this quarterback. I've been there before. I mean, you're playing at night. It's super cold. It's going to be hard to execute these passes. That one got away from the QB, and he throws a pick.
Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Send the tight end in motion. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Blue. Tough, determined run gets it down to the 12. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Delay to the back. It's Townsend. Smashes through the tackle. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the 1st down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6.
Offensive linemen love when you sneak in draws, when you sneak in screens. It holds these defensive linemen accountable. You want to rush the quarterback, you want to fly upfield every single play, we'll sneak right behind you and get some yardage.
Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. Nice run to pick up his way for good yardage there. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. Powers forward. He'll be stopped right there. They kept it on the ground on 3rd and goal, and it did not pay off. Trying to save time on defense, they use their 2nd timeout. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Here's the return from inside his 10. He's tackled right there, but a good job to pick his way and find some room on that return. Sacramento State's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
2nd down to the air. Going for the big play. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here. Late in the first half, they're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. He picks up the fumble, but they'll blow it dead right there. And remember, at this stage of the game, the only person who can advance a fumble for the offense is the fumbler. They bring the punter onto the field now. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. There he goes, open it up. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. The Chippewas will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. What did they talk about at halftime, Holly?
I did talk to Sacramento State's head coach coming out of the locker room. The message of his speech was, I've got to get the running back more involved. They trust him. He's been terrific, but they haven't gotten him enough carries. He said, I've got one guy in the booth upstairs who is tracking how many times our running back touches the ball. That is the most essential part of getting back in this game. Get the rock to the guy who can make the biggest difference.
Holly, thank you. They're going to ride this running back. Runs through the tackle. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
He just carries it face long into a brick wall and has nothing to show for it again. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
The Central Michigan offense takes the field to go to work. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Peters. Makes a catch, but goes no further, and it'll be a short pickup on that one.
Kind of like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
Out wide right, it's McIntosh. Makes the grab, down immediately. He picks up a few.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receivers somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
Makes a man miss. He'll make a play on third down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32.
Now, on the third play of the drive, third down, it's the scrambling ability of this quarterback that goes and picks up the first down. He was so calm back there. He never got flustered. Nobody open, no problem. If you give this guy 1 yard to run, he's going to tuck it and take off, and that's exactly what happened there.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to it. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
That's caught. It's Peters. He's down right there. Short gain on the grab.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
To the air. It's Flores. Rushes on. Being chased. Gets the ball right to the 50-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down.
And I really like the job by this offense because, listen, you've got the lead. Be smart with the football. You drop back. It's a scramble. The quarterback pulls it down, makes the play. Nice job. This is how you play with the lead. Take what the defense gives you and don't make mistakes.
Pickup of 5 is now 2nd and 5.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
He get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Running inside. It's Blue. Open space at the 25. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
And there is no greater friend to a quarterback and to a coach late in the football game when you have the lead and you can pound the rock. Offensive linemen can pave holes, like running back now runs through them, successful, move the ball, and most importantly, that clock can tick with the physical ground game late in the game. That's how you finish opponents out here.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
They'll move the wide receiver. Pulls it. Leaves it in his belly. There's a crease. He'll be brought down inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here and trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch, man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see the speed on the perimeter. Really clever play call that time by the O coordinator.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. Nowhere to run, and he barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
This is the most important part of the field. What you did to get down here means nothing. Nice job by this defense, staying confident, staying aggressive, and forcing a third down and goal.
Third and goal, and they'll try to pass it in. He'll be stopped right there. They threw it short of the goal line, and now they've got some ground to cover on fourth down. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the second time tonight. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And now the lead is even bigger.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. Sacramento State's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
They gave themselves room to operate with that first play. Now first down from the 37. Sells the run, wants to pass. Rolls right. Trying to buy a little time, and he cannot, but he does get it back closer to the line of scrimmage.
Nose tackles and those 3-4 defense are usually space eaters that just make sure guys don't get to linebackers. This guy said, no, sir. I'm a nose tackle with some pass rush ability. Gets to the quarterback. How about the sack from the big nose tackle?
Hits inside. It's Rainey. Tackle behind the line, and he'll lose one on the play.
Well, it's a negative play trying to run the football, and I think if you're on offense, you got to be thinking about throwing it now. You're trailing by a lot. You got to get back in this game. You need tempo, and you need explosive plays through the air.
And the third down pass incomplete after a good deflection by the defense. The punt team makes its way onto the field. That leg is staying loose. Already the 5th kick of the night. Trying to make one miss. Excellent coverage and tackle that time, and that's how the third quarter comes to a close. Both of these teams still on the outside looking in at the top 25, but here are the rankings as we are winding our way toward the end of the season. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Motion from the wideout. and they swarm him under.
Yeah, he does a really good job being decisive, getting downhill, being a great runner. And guess what? You know how easy offense is when you get me at second and short, second and medium? Everything in the playbook is open to me.
Quarterback gets past the marker. Oh, he's got some space. The tag. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Central Michigan. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. He's tackled, brought down right at the 25-yard line on the return. Sacramento State's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. After 3 consecutive punts, we'll see if they can dial up something that can get this offense moving forward. Right side, it's Coleman Williams. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. Fresh setter downs going to the air. Over the middle, it's Williams. Got the first down with the throw, and he'll get more after taking that shot. It'll be a roughing penalty. I bet it felt good to hit that quarterback late until you got an earful from the coach and cost your defense 15. So they'll get a fresh set of downs thanks to that roughing the passer penalty. It's 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs going up top. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here.
And we've seen him do it by land, right? They've been handing him the football, and he's been finding space, making some plays, and now he does it by air. They find him, throw him the football, proving to be a dual threat. This is a guy they like to feature in this offense because he'll continue to make big plays.
From the red zone, looking for a space. Breaks into the open. He's finally brought down, but he takes it all the way to the 6. 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to slice into this lead. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Sacramento State. And the extra point splits the uprights. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Central Michigan takes over, and we'll get another look at this offense. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense... its job, they can put this one away. Back to pass, it's Flores. Swings it out to the flat. And he tried to string out that run, but there was nowhere to turn it upfield, and he's forced out of bounds for a loss. And the Chippewas now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Several defenders there to get him on the ground. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. hands it off. There he goes. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
And this offense has really done a nice job on the ground. Like, the ground game has been solid, man. Nice job opening holes, running the football. They've been consistent with the run. And as this game creeps along, right, if they can continue to do this with the lead, this is going to be a game that they're going to have in hand.
I think he's showing you his experience on that decision right there. There was nothing open, so don't try to force it into coverage. You've got the lead. If it's not there, just throw it away. The head coach loves to see his court.
And it's intercepted, maybe breathing a little life into this team. Touchdown, Sacramento State. A pick six.
Oh, they could not have come up with a bigger play at a more opportune time. The defense getting the interception and taking it back to the house right at a point in the game when it looked like the offense was maybe going to pad their lead and seal this one. All of a sudden, this game has gotten really interesting.
Set to advance on the football.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Central Michigan has it back. Let's see what the Chippewas can do on offense. Sets his feet. It's Flores. Left side, it's Payne. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. Got 7 on that last completion. They might be able to take a shot on 2nd and 3. Turning it on. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20. Inside. Touchdown, Chips. And they take it in for 6 more points. The lead grows, and you can sense they know how important wins are this late here in Week 11. And they'll try to tack on 2. Snapped it in the shotgun. He's got it. 2-point try is good as they build on this lead. That drive took no time at all. A couple of plays and finished it with a long run for the touchdown. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Sacramento State's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. Snaps it, they'll throw to start the drive. Gonna take a shot. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. It's great for this quarterback to take shots down the field, but you just don't want it to feel like a give up or a chuck it up and hope kind of play.
And I think understanding the situation, now I'm on defense, right? If they're going to take shots.
Runs through a man, and he might have some space. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Wide receiver going in motion. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. We knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
Wants to throw again. Finds a man in the middle. And a big-time grab there. Knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40.
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions. Got to continue to get these first downs. Move quick. Don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
Nice run there. Picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Second down, gonna throw it. Still looking. Lets it fly. Out wide left, it's Moses. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal.
Well, you got to think here offensively that you may have 2 more possessions in this game. You can still win, but you've got to be aggressive. You got to start taking shots vertically down the field, throwing to your best players.
First and goal and a touchdown here really gives them momentum. He's looking to pass. Trying to find the end zone. Needed one more turn of the legs to get it in there, and he's denied just inches away from the touchdown. Trying to punch it in. And again finds nowhere to run. Maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage this time.
And now a big third down coming up. Down multiple possessions. This is one, Palmer, I'm looking for 6. I'm not trying to kick a field goal. I want to cut into this lead with a touchdown.
And he breaks the play. Touchdown, Sacramento State. They tack on the extra point, and they're down a touchdown, 35-28. He marched 78 yards down the field, and it was closed out by the short yardage touchdown. And he's coming out of the end zone. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Chippewas offense makes its way out to start the drive. If you're the defensive coordinator, no time to worry about bust. You have to sell out to get the ball back. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. Moving the pocket, it's Flores. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches. For moving the sticks. He got a hand on it and deflected it, but probably just got a bruise off that missile and gave up the completion.
Yeah, not used to handling the revolutions on that football. QB zipped it in there. Nice job getting the deflection, getting your hand on the football. That's what you're supposed to, find the football, but the offense got the break and got the completion.
He'll make a play on third down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32. So the defense uses a timeout here. 2:08 remaining on the clock. They didn't want it to get down to the 2-minute stoppage. The Chippewas will snap it on 1st and 10. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. After the incomplete pass, there is a player down on the field. A senior defensive tackle being looked at by medical personnel. Holly Rowe will keep us up to date on how he's doing. 2nd and long here. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Great move. Now he's got room. There he goes to the right. The 10. Touchdown, Chippewas. He would not be denied. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. Sacramento State's offense takes the field to get this drive underway. First play of this drive comes from the 27. Fresh setter downs going to the air. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Drops back on first down. Comes down, it's raining. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Look out. They got him. Great pressure on this defense.
And that's exactly what this defense needed. They needed to have something positive. Give up some yardage. They've given up some plays. No big deal. Got right back in it on this drive with that big sack.
Extending the play. Complete on the left to Williams. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it. Third and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is four-down territory. Looking to throw for it. He's going for it all. And just not enough field to hold that one. It's incomplete.
Well, talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight, they thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing.
All right, let me jump in here. They are going to go for it on fourth down. And I'm not sure they have much choice in this situation. Got to make the play on fourth. Quickly complete. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down and a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Wants to throw on first. Fires into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
I think the frustrating thing for this offense at this point is they've had a lot of success, and still they find themselves down on the scoreboard. And so I think if you're going to get back in this game, you've got to go back to the well. Think about the play calls that have worked for you in this game, where you found success, where you found your explosive plays. Don't be afraid to call those plays again right now in this 2-minute situation.
Looking to the end zone on third and goal. Big fella moving. He stopped short of the goal line, couldn't find his way in, and it'll bring up fourth and goal. Offense uses a timeout, 17 seconds left on the clock.
Fourth and goal now in the fourth quarter, down a couple of scores. This ball needs to go to your best player on offense. Who's your best playmaker, be it a receiver, tight end, running back, that can win in...
And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Sacramento State.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. Defense ends this game in style, coming up with a turnover, and now they can just kneel it out. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Go, go. Happy with the situation, the quarterback will take a knee. Three consecutive L's, a hat trick of losses, and as a result, you can take their hat out of the ring.